Good day, my friends, and welcome to the next video. I want to share that I know that first part was very hard to go through because I too have done that in my life. Before we even move on, is numbering from 1 to 3 on where you are with each experience, because the ones where you feel anger, hate, resentments, shame, and guilt towards ourselves and then towards others as well, these need to be brought to the surface. So if you look on the screen now, number 1 is I can't forgive myself or others. Number 2, I am ready to forgive, but I need help getting there. And number 3, I truly feel I have forgiven myself and others. So please write them down on a notepad, because you're going to have to go through, and it's going to happen again midway throughout the series. You're going to have to go through them again and see where the changes are, where you feel healed from them, just from the first few videos that you will go through. Okay? So again, with them on the screen here, is please write them down and then go back to your list and write down next to each experience, whether it was number 1, number 2, number 3. Okay, and then keep that list, because you're going to need it again after a couple more videos, and then you're going to need it again at the very end of the series, okay, to see the changes and transformation within you of feeling freed from the depths of suffering. So you can pause the audio now, and then when you are done, come back and we can begin the next session, learning to feel forgiveness. The healings I'm going to give in this video are all personal experiences that I have gone through. Those who are looking for freedom, understand you need to be in a space where you are ready to forgive yourself and forgive others. You've come here to go through these experiences to learn and grow. If you haven't done that yet, even myself, through the highest of evolved beings of light, would not heal me in certain ways that would make things easier for me on my path. I had to learn and grow with new perspectives, new wisdom, new knowledge when I went through those experiences of understanding on how to forgive others and myself. I was then ready and able to release from those bondages of the past, evolving, feeling more love, joy, and happiness for myself. And in return, I have that for all things. But we need to have core understandings as to why these things happen. When you have these core understandings through all I've learned through the dimensions, from the highest frequency to the lowest, I've gained the wisdom and knowledge through experiences to show me the core truth to help to bring freedom for my life. Because I have went through these processes, I now have these understandings, and now I'm here gifting it to you through an audio. And it is your free will and desire that you are ready. Understand, if you think you're ready or you think you've forgiven yourself or others, but you don't feel it, there's a separation, the human consciousness and the soul's consciousness. When you leave your physical form, the human consciousness is then discarded, and then the integration of your path is back with your soul that feels. So you have to feel the alignment for freedom. If you do not feel the alignment, and take no shame in this. So what my teachings will be for you is to see, how can you learn from this experience? What did you learn? How can you forgive yourself? Okay, and then feel through the truth that I have given. All souls who suffer in the lower dimensions are freed from these truths. That's why I know I can do it for humans, but they have to be ready. Now, as we move forward, here are the healings I'm going to provide. It's going to be releasing experiences of past lives that you have not been able to release from yourself. So unfortunately, if you do not heal experiences in past lives of suffering that you have lived through, you're still attached to those dimensions. There's still certain layers that you're attached to of that suffering. A lot of the time, self-sabotaging tendencies will happen because you do not feel worthy or good enough. That feeling, again, is your soul that has carried the energy of not being worthy or good enough. It's also going through the experience of healing your inner child, and then I will be healing your heart space and going through that experience, and also healing your ancestors as well through this process, okay? So before we start, I always want people laying down flat on a bed. Whenever I work with people globally, they are laying down in the most comfortable place, okay? And you're laying there feeling comfortable. Typically, it's nice to have a pillow under your legs. So what you need to hear of an understanding, because I'm going to get you to repeat these words when we're in that moment, and it's repeating and understanding what it is that I am saying so that your soul can feel the alignment to release you from experiences of not feeling worthy or good enough in this life and past lives. And it's understanding why you've done the harm you have done. And I will share this information with you now. And it's understanding that when we first came to live our life, we were the pureness of a high vibration of the being of light at the frequency that we ran at, or that we run at. Okay? Meaning you are so perfect, you are so worthy, you are aligned to the light energy in the most purest way. There is nothing bad about you. There is nothing that you're connected to of lower vibrational energy. As you came to live the life that you went to live in past lives, and also in this life, it's understanding that when we come to this earth, it is a very low vibrational space where we are living in. It has experiences here of feeling different dimensions. Every feeling you feel, there's a different dimension for. Feeling anger, feeling hate, feeling jealousy, feeling codependency, feeling anxiety, feeling depression. Okay, those are just a few. There's 28, approximately 28 coming to this dimension. Your soul is able to live through, to feel, so that you can learn and grow. And then you can evolve after learning and growing through these feelings that you went through in order to understand, to forgive yourself, and to be able to forgive others. Because if you don't forgive yourself, you don't forgive others, you're going to have layers that are separating you from feeling more love, joy, and happiness in your life and attracting greater things to you because you do not feel worthy for it. It's understanding that when you came to live your life, as soon as you started going through experiences of not feeling worthy or good enough, of feeling abused in some way, shape, or form, or just an experience where you did not believe in yourself and you started building up the false belief that you cannot do things, not feeling worthy or good enough. You're in different dimensions when this happens. Your soul is going through a ride while your physical form is living through this experience here. So for an example, say as a child, you at the beginning, you feel, when you see children 2, 3, 4, you feel the joy and love that comes from them. You feel that inner child. You feel it because nothing has happened to them yet in this plane of existence. If one child had an ear bigger than another, they would have no clue that anything would be considered wrong with them. They know they are perfect and they feel the love and joy. As soon as that child goes to school, other children might say something about his ear, and then other children are making fun of his ear. It's lowering how he feels, and your soul is in that dimension at that time. There are always dimensions of energy of how we feel each day that we shift through depending on how we feel. When we go to the depths of suffering and what we would call hell in these lower, darker levels of energy, you then, when you're in that moment of feeling not worthy or good enough in whatever way of the experience, your soul is in that dimension. And what's actually happening, the vibration of that experience while your soul is in that dimension is starting to be covered with the darkness of that vibration. When this happens, there's an activation of an aliveness that starts to happen that gets in the way of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And it is of a darker energy that is causing you to believe you are not worthy or good enough. The longer you sit in that dimension throughout life, at the beginning, growing in those crucial stages of a child, you have more of a buildup around you of that aliveness of darkness that really gets in the way of your feelings to feel not worthy or good enough. And then the aliveness of thoughts that come from that darkness cause you to feel and to think thoughts that are not yours. They are not true. So for more experiences, if a child is molested, or if a child goes through being abused and being in fear at home, it's literally in that vibration. And that energy of that vibration causes another layer to go over your being of light that feels. And when you feel that, you start believing that you're not worthy or good enough, which is not true. And then more energy covers your light of that aliveness, of that vibration of suffering. As you go through life and you were not given the opportunity to be healed, you carried these vibrational energies that others have brought you to because it was done to them. There was no healings that were provided for them. If they were healed from what they have lived through and they had the right healings, it would have removed those layers of light. They would have been risen back up of more love, joy, and happiness, the truth of who they were. They would never have harmed you in that way. They would never have acted that way. But they have lived through and carried energy that was not theirs and they were not healed from. So understand, as you've lived through life and you were not given the opportunity to heal those energies that were never yours, that you've come here to learn and grow from, you just didn't have the right healings that were provided. That is why you've done actions of harm to yourself and towards others. You've carried this energy that is not yours, of the darker vibration, and there were no healings that were provided for you. If you were given the opportunity to be healed from your pain and suffering of not feeling worthy or good enough throughout your life, you would have been risen back to the truth of who you are. Without these energies interfering with the truth of who you are, you would never have harmed yourself. You would never have harmed another. This is the core understanding I give to all those who suffer on the other side, and how I'm able to heal the levels of light that I'm able to heal of suffering. Now that is understanding on how to forgive yourself. Now it's understanding that now when you understand yourself, you can understand all those who harmed you. Because all those who have ever harmed you, who have ever put you down, they've been through experiences of others doing it to them as a child growing. They were not given the opportunity to heal. And there's energy that's not even theirs, of darkness, that have covered their light, that got in the way of their thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And that feeling within causes them to act without thinking. It bypasses the thinking aspect of the human mind, because it feels that depth of suffering, that depth of suffering, of that aliveness, causes them to act out of that feeling and vibration. So it's understanding that they were harmed as children. That is not the truth of who they are. And if they were healed for what they went through, whether it was sexual molestation, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, narcissism, they lived through that as a child at some point that brought them to that dimension that their soul was feeling in their physical form. They gained attachments of that energy covering their light, and then that darkness of that vibration of feeling became activated. If they were healed, they would never have done the harm onto you, no matter what it was. Okay? So when you have this understanding of this truth I'm giving you, and you're ready to forgive another, you might not be ready to forgive another today. And that's completely okay, because you still have more learning and growing that needs to happen, where your soul is not ready to evolve from yet. I cannot force people to forgive themselves or forgive others. I can just show you the way for freedom. And when you're ready, you can come back to this video and you will receive at that time. So it's understanding for some as well that if you were to go back and to look at your life and you've seen the harm that you have done in your life, you've made mistakes hurting another person in some way, shape, or form, whatever it was, it does not matter. But It's understanding that you wouldn't do those things again, right? If that happened again in a different way, in a new way, you would do things differently. Why? Because you have learned through the experience on how you felt. Shame and guilt was your teacher. Therefore, you learned how you didn't like what happened to the other person and how it made you feel. So it means your soul has grown. And because your soul has grown with new knowledge and new wisdom and perspectives it didn't have before, that action that you have done to another, it's understanding that now your soul can evolve. You are not that experience. We all come here to learn and grow from these experiences. And because you would not do them again, understand you can forgive yourself and release that feeling that is attached to you of not feeling worthy or good enough, because it's not true. If you knew what you knew today after going through it, you would never have done it. So understand you didn't have that knowledge before, and it's not your fault. Okay? It's understanding that if you still do harm, you're still lashing out, your emotions are all over, you're hurting your children in some way, and you're trying to stop, but you don't know why. Understand you're holding on to energy that is not yours. You have not been given the opportunity to be healed from when you picked it up as you were a child, growing and evolving, even into your teen years and young adult, whenever that space was for you. Maybe someone ended their life and took their life, and you've carried hate and resentment and anger, or not feeling worthy or good enough that you could have done more or been more. Understand you couldn't have. There were no healings that were provided to help those to end their life here. It's all energy. This world has not come to understand energy in the way that I have these understandings to give back in my life today. So if you're tired of holding on to suffering from even someone who has taken their life, and you've held this anger and resentment, understand you're triggered throughout life, and it lowers you back to that feeling that was left unhealed. That person that took their life needed healing in a way this world did not have it. There was energy of darkness that covered their light, and it caused them great despair that you will never understand because you did not live through that experience that they did. And if they were healed in the way of energy healing that needed to happen to remove that energy, they would never have taken their life. Never. Okay? And if you're ready to forgive, it's understanding today you're ready to forgive those who abandoned you, feeling that abandonment, feeling in some way, shape, or form. Again, there's energy of suffering they lived through, and there's that dimension and vibration that became alive, that covered their light, that caused them to suffer throughout life. They never had healings. If they were healed in the way that they needed, they would never have done harm, or they would never have left you. That would never have happened, but there were no healings in this dimension yet to help those to free them from the energy that is covering their light, that causes them to feel to do what they do. Okay, and this is all the work I've done to have all this information because of all the dimensions I've worked from to understand this truth that I am giving. Okay, so if you're ready to forgive yourself today, we're going to heal your experiences in this life and past lives at the same time. I'm going to get you to repeat a few phrases, okay, that the higher beings, the highest beings of light got me to repeat in a dream state. They took me to a past life that I couldn't forgive myself for, and it caused me to still suffer in this life in ways I didn't understand. Once they showed me and I healed and I went through it, I woke up feeling like a new person. I didn't have those energies holding me back anymore. Okay, so it's about releasing bad karma in this life and past lives. And it's also forgiving yourself for the mistakes you have made in this life and past lives. And then you're going to be able to release those energies from you with me today in this video. All right. So have yourself now laying back nice and comfortable. Okay. And now, throughout this time, anytime your mind goes to wander and you start thinking thoughts, it's coming back to your breath. It's being aware and observing your breath and feeling the alignment to the truth that I'm saying without thinking. You cannot be thinking thoughts while I am sharing. You need to feel the truth I am saying and just letting the process happen. You do not need to have any control over anything other than your free will of desiring to go through this healing with me today. So as you're laying there, I want both palms on either side of you. Having your palms on either side, getting nice and comfortable, adjusting your neck and shoulders if need be. And it's setting the intention we are like children going to play. Okay? So when we're in this space of inner child, of just love, joy, and happiness, allowing the aliveness of your inner child to come forth, there is no judgment or analyzing. It is just that deep will of wanting freedom and that you are ready. Okay? So breathing in now, setting the intention, you're breathing in the highest frequency of light energy. And that is what I want you to breathe into your being, all the way down to your feet when you breathe it in. And when you're breathing out, releasing all energy that is not serving you, that you have learned and grown from. Now today you are choosing to evolve, releasing yourself, breathing it out of you. I will call in the angelic realm today as well. It is your free will to allow it to happen. But it is breathing in high frequency light energy into your being, all the way down to your feet. Then breathing out and feeling the air that is leaving your body. And just being aware and observing the feeling. Feeling the sensations as you breathe air all the way down to your feet. Just observing and being aware of the feeling and sensations as you breathe it out. I would like you to bring all your attention and awareness to your face, around your eyes, your cheeks, and forehead. And as you breathe out, feeling all the tension, letting go. I would like you to bring awareness to your neck and to your shoulders. And again, as you're breathing out, feeling all the tension and muscle, letting go. And now bringing awareness to your arms, to your hands, to your fingertips that are on either side of you with your palms face down. As you breathe out, feeling all the tension, letting go. Now bringing awareness to your upper back, your lower back, your chest, your tummy. And as you breathe out, feeling all the muscles relaxing, all tension, letting go. And now bringing awareness to your legs, to your feet, to your toes. And again, as you're breathing out, noticing all the muscles letting go, all tension, letting go. Now it's coming back to your breath, not having any thought, just observing the feeling of the air entering into your body and leaving your body. I would like you to imagine there are lines of light from your inner being of light energy going to leave from each of your hand and connect to the core of the earth, because we're going to draw nutrients into your body from Mother Earth. So allowing those lines of light now to leave your hands, going through the floor, the soil, dirt, and clay, going deep, 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 connecting now to the core And it's asking for Mother Earth to draw nutrients to come up these lines of energy. Breathing it in through your hands all throughout your being in this moment. And allowing her energy to play a role. I would like you to imagine there are lines of light going to leave your feet like roots from a tree, so that all energy that is not serving you can leave your feet into the earth. So it's allowing now these lines of light to leave your feet, going through your floor, going through the soil, dirt, and clay, and spreading by the hundreds into the earth. And this is allowing all energy that no longer serves you for Mother Earth to cleanse and wash away from you. Whether I'm in a physical form or not in this moment, I will step behind you in this moment of my spiritual being, and I'm going to bring in the highest frequencies of light energy, of divine light energy. It is your free will to allow this to happen, to leave through my spiritual body in this moment. And it's allowing the light of energy from the higher frequencies of light energy to leave for me in this moment, and allowing the energy to enter in through the top of your head, and breathing all these energies of high frequency energy to end suffering, to enter in all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Allowing yourself to not think, but just observe. I'm going to amplify all the energy working through you and around you in this moment, even higher and higher and higher, and allowing this to happen. And again, even more. And more. And more. And these higher energies working through you are helping to release you from darkness that is covering your light being within, because you have learned and you have grown and you're ready to evolve today, to reconnect you back to the truth of who you are, powerful light being of energy, of the pureness of love. And it's allowing yourself, even though you may not feel worthy of the pureness of it, it is just healing the areas that you never had healing for, which is never your fault. And these energies of lower energies that covered your light that were activated, they are the core reasons why you have done harm to yourself or towards others at any point in your life. And this is not your fault. You just needed healings that you never received. So it's feeling that alignment, not thinking of thoughts in your human mind, feeling that alignment of truth so that your soul can feel what it is I am sharing in this moment, amplifying all the energies even higher and higher and higher to vibrate through you in a way of removing the dark energies that you have picked up. I would like you now to repeat after me. And this is also for releasing energies of this life and past lives of forgiveness for yourself and towards others through the understandings that I have given you at the beginning of this video. I am now choosing to release all bad karma from this life and past lives. I am now ready to forgive myself for the mistakes I have made in this life and past lives. I can do this because I did not have the healings that were necessary, that I needed at those times, that caused me to do harm onto myself and towards others. Because I have learned from these experiences, it means my soul has learned new wisdom and knowledge it did not have before, which means my soul has grown and now it is ready to evolve, releasing me from these bondages of darkness. I am now ready to forgive those who harmed me in this life and past lives, because they too did not have the healings that were necessary to stop them from hurting themselves or others. I have learned through this process of new wisdom and knowledge. Therefore, my soul has grown, and I have now evolved from these lower levels of energy. I am free. I am free. I am free. And now in this moment, breathing in the energies of higher frequencies, energies, releasing you from the bondages of the past, of suffering you have lived through, feeling the aliveness moving through you, and healing and unplugging anything that is connected to you to those lower dimensions, releasing from your heart space or any of your chakras, pulling these plugs out, allowing your team of light beings to also assist in this moment, that have been with you since the beginning of time. I now want to align you to your past lives. Just feeling the alignment to the words that I am saying, not having any thought, just being aware and allowing your soul to feel these words of forgiveness for yourself in past lives that you have not been able to forgive yourself for, that you've carried into this life with you. And it is allowing these words to align with your soul by feeling the truth that I'm going to share. No matter what you have done to another in a past life, to yourself or towards another in any way, shape, or form, whether it was sexual abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, causing or doing actions of not feeling worthy or good enough to another or to yourself in any way, shape, or form that you have not been able to heal from. Align to these words now that I will share, in understanding at the beginning of that life and lives, for each life and all lives you have ever lived, you were the pureness of the light energy of the vibration of truth of who you are. You went through experiences and lowered to those lower dimensions, and you gained attachments in those moments, and you were never given healing. No matter what you have done at the depths of suffering, aligning in this moment that energy was never yours, that caused you to do harm to yourself or to another in any way, shape, or form. Feeling the alignment now in this moment. Allowing to detach from those experiences as you have learned and grown from me in this moment, no matter what you have done in any past life since the beginning of your time. It was never your energy. You never had healings that were needed for you when others had brought you to those lower spaces, or if actions by mistake brought you to those lower dimensions, you were activated with darkness of energy and that vibration, and you never had the healings that were necessary, and that energy is what caused you to do harm to yourself or towards others. Feeling this alignment to truth now, you have learned from me in this moment, therefore your soul has grown, and now you can evolve, releasing from all past experiences within lives that you have lived, detaching from you now in this moment, feeling more empowered of the truth of who you are, releasing you from those bondages of the past, and allowing the light to move in, feeling freedom of the truth that you have been given, that you have not been given until this point. which was never your fault. And it's just allowing all this energy to move through you even higher and higher and higher, and feeling the release of these layers from you to feel more risen in your life as you move forward. And while this work is being done, it's asking for all of your ancestors that have lived before you of your bloodline to step in next to you for the highest good, to gift them with wisdom and knowledge, to free them from their suffering, of allowing them to step in next to you in this moment as they all come forward. And I will say to them in this moment that is hearing this recording in this moment, of understanding that you too went into life at a higher vibration of energy, the truth of who you were. Harm was done to you, or you were lowered to lower dimensions. You carried energy at that point that was not healed from you, and you carried that in your life. It is why you've passed on trauma to the next generation. There was no healings that were provided to remove these energies that were not yours. If you were healed from these energies of experiences of harm that others have put you through, and you had the right healing to remove these energies, you would have been risen back to the truth of who you were, high vibrational light being. You would never have harmed yourself or another. And allowing them now to feel this truth that I am sharing with them, feeling forgiveness for themselves, of understanding that energy was never theirs that caused them to do harm. And then also understanding that all those who have ever harmed you, they carried energy from past generations of harm that were done to them. They were not healed from it. If they were healed from it, they would never have harmed them. And it's aligning to this truth that they too would have been risen back up at the truth, and they wouldn't have had dark energy that was attached to them that was not theirs, as it got in the way of their thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So it's feeling forgiveness now for themselves, and feeling forgiveness to those who harmed them of past generations, that there were no healings that were provided, which was not their fault, to remove these energies. And now in this moment, they have learned, grown, and evolved, and they too are now released of your bloodline, feeling more love and joy to help you, to support you on your path as you move forward, as well as they are risen. And allowing all these beautiful energies moving through you, detaching all these energies and layers to the dimensions of suffering that you no longer need to be in as you move forward on your path. It's now moving on to your inner child, reconnecting you back to the pureness of light energy of who you are, that has been covered by such darkness that you've carried that was not your fault. And in this moment now, imagine that you're standing in this white room. There is nothing but whiteness around you. And as you look down, you feel someone tugging on your pants of this young child before any hurt and pain ever happened to them. As you look down, this is who you were before any hurt and pain ever happened to you. You can feel the love and joy in this moment coming from them. You can feel they know they are so worthy and so perfect being who they are. And as you bend down now, you bend down to pick them up. And you can feel the love that is coming from them, smiling and giggling as they look at you in this moment. I want you to tell them that you are here to save them, to give them the love that they've always wanted, that you never received, that was never your fault. But moving forward, you will give them the love that they've always wanted. You look at them and you know they are so perfect and worthy, and you tell them that in this moment. You are perfect for who you are. And feeling the smile and the joy coming from them in this moment. You hold on to them tightly. And I want you to imagine we are in a storybook of your life before any hurt and pain ever happened to you throughout life, no matter what you have lived through. And at that age of where they are, before any hurt and pain, that is the chapter in your life. And as you hold on to them dearly and they hold on to you, you now step out of that book of your story, of your life, and you're going to flip through the chapters, skipping through all the experiences that you lived through, that you had to learn and grow from to evolve to the space that they will not have to feel, skipping through all the chapters of this book right to this moment today. The pages stop, the book opens, they are blank pages. You step back into the book with them. And now, wherever you are laying in this moment or you're going through, you notice you bring your awareness to this moment and they are right next to you. You can feel their energy of joy and love and happiness. They are still knowing they are perfect for who they are. That has not changed. And now it's your free will to allow them to enter into your being, to be safe and secure as you will give love to it moving forward, that it's always needed, allowing their energy now to shift into your being, to become one with you, to live through you, the truth of who you are as you move forward, knowing you are so worthy and good enough no matter what you have lived through. Allowing that aliveness to move through you each and every day. When you look in the mirror, you will feel that aliveness of that child in you, and you will give it the love that it needs of the reflection that comes back to you in the mirror. Any negative thoughts as you move forward, you will realize these are not your thoughts. They're not true. You are worthy. You are good enough. You just never had the healings that were necessary, that were passed down through past generations that never had healings that were needed. And it's no one's fault. It's not blaming anyone anymore. It's just moving on with your life, feeling the abundance of love, joy, and happiness. I would like you now to take your left hand and place over your heart. And I am calling in 3 of the highest beings of unconditional love with great healing power to shift into your space. These beings will shine light from them in your space through your hand into your heart to help to heal the hurt and pain that you've carried. The energy from Gaia coming into your right hand will move down your hand, up your arm, into your heart. The energy that is coming from me, that is standing behind you, shining light of the purest forms of the highest frequencies of light energy, will move through your being, but also directed to your heart as well. All the hurt and pain that we flush from your heart is going to leave your body, out your legs, out your feet, into the earth, and Mother Earth will cleanse and wash it away, releasing you from the darkness that has covered your heart. I want you to breathe in now high frequency light energy, breathing it into your heart space. And as you breathe out, 25% has fallen off, cracking away, oozing off of your heart, of all the energy amplifying to your heart space that you have carried. And allowing that energy now leaving down your body, down your legs, out your feet and into the earth. And it's amplifying all the energies now in this moment, moving through you and working around you even higher and higher and higher. And again, even more. And more. And more. As you breathe in again now, high frequency light energy into your heart space. When you breathe out now, another 25 is being broken off, cracking off your heart, oozing out, releasing the darkness, going down your body, out your legs and out your feet into the earth, and Mother Earth will cleanse and wash this away from you. feeling more aliveness of your heart space, more lightness, allowing the light from your heart to shine through in these cracks that are left, allowing all the energy to heal and restore you back to perfect health. And it's breathing in again now, high frequency light energy into your heart space. And again, as you breathe out now, another 25% being cracked off, broken off of darkness, oozing out of your heart, down your body, out your legs, out your feet into the earth. Noticing there are walls and barriers of obstacles you have placed throughout the time of the beginning because you needed to help stop, to not feel the pain that you have lived through. Is understanding through my teachings with you today that you have learned and you have grown through these experiences to understand why they happened. It's also understanding that you have grown and you no longer need these up. You wish to feel more in your life, and you do not want to have these barriers anymore because you no longer need them. So I would like you to imagine smashing them down. With whatever it is you want to use, visualize yourself in this moment and feel smashing down these walls that you had placed within you once upon a time to help protect you from the suffering that you went through. You are now bringing more empowerment to the truth of who you are, feeling freedom, realigning back to the truth of who you are, powerful light being of energy within that has come here to learn, grow, and evolve. All those pieces now leaving your body, out your feet into the earth. It's understanding that you have boundaries of energy moving forward that will protect you, watching how you feel. Those who lower how you feel, you remove them, and those who lift you up, you keep them. This will be your protection as you move forward in your life. All the energies now working through you and around you of higher energies, amplifying the frequency and vibration and power even higher and higher and higher through you in this moment. Taking in another nice deep breath into your heart space. And now the last 25% being broken off, the power of your heart space, of the light energy, blasting off, removing any form of darkness that was once there is now gone, leaving down your body, out your legs, out your feet, into the earth, being cleansed and washed away. And now allowing yourself to feel the truth of who you are, a beautiful being of high vibrational light energy. Allowing yourself to feel the energy moving through you of this truth even more and more and more. Understanding that all beliefs to believe you are not worthy or good enough from the life that you have lived in this life or past lives is that you come to live in these lower vibrational planes of existence that carry the feelings of dimensions of different forms of suffering. If you were healed at any point of when you entered into those dimensions that you did not understand while living in the human form, if you were healed from the energy that was not there for you, and it was not there to those who harmed you, it was past generations not having the healings that were necessary to remove these energies that got in the way of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions that caused you to suffer. This was never your energy. You are worthy. You are good enough. You just never had the healings that were needed for you, and this is not your fault. Feel that alignment to the truth that I am saying for forgiveness for yourself and towards others. This will bring you freedom when you feel the alignment to this truth. Feeling more aligned to the light within you, feeling more vibration of the light within you, even more and more and more. It is having your ancestors that were healed today in this moment surrounding you in this moment. Feeling how proud they are of you no matter what, because they too know they never had healings that were necessary from the beginning of time here to break away from the different forms of abuse or experiences of causing you to not feel worthy or good enough. It is not blaming anyone anymore. It is stopping the blame and bringing in the higher realms of light energy of the truth of who you are. As this world has been hard to live in, to learn and grow from, the separation of the truth of who you are in these lower vibrations, and allowing to feel the love of the truth of who you are to enter back in to bring you freedom. It is now in this moment you feel the sense of gratitude for the healing that you've been through today, for the higher energies working with you today. And understanding your ancestors are here to support you each and every day as you move forward in your life. Remembering that if you have any negative thoughts, to catch them right away, they are not yours. It is lower energy. Know that you are worthy. You are perfect for being just who you are, and you have always been. And remember that each day that you are here living your experience to learn and grow, feeling more peace and more calmness move through you each day, because that is the truth of who you are. And again, it is feeling gratitude and love for all the energy to bring you back to a space of freedom. Breathing in now, feeling the aliveness back in your space. Then breathing in again, feeling your physical form, wiggling your fingers and toes. And then breathing in again, slowly opening your eyes and coming back to me. I'm very honored to have made these videos that I have put together, because you have more videos to understand the powers of the truth to bring freedom of healing. And I'm very grateful for those who were able to align with me today to gift you with more love and light in your life, releasing you from the bondages of the past. And if you watch my next few videos, I'll connect with you again then.